So within the subs versus dubs debate, I am actually almost completely on the sub side. And like it's not because I don't like dubs, because that is not true. I actually have a lot of, not a lot. I actually have quite a few dubs that I do like. I really liked Inuyasha. Oh, I can't even watch the Japanese version of Inuyasha, to be honest, because I heard Shippo's voice is bad, but I can't look at Inuyasha the same after hearing his subbed voice, his Japanese voice. It really fucks me up. I can't do it. But I really liked Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, DBZ, fucking Kadocha. There's a lot of Fruits Basket. I like both. There's a lot of, but strangely enough, it's all older shows I used to watch on Cartoon Network. Some of the Gundams and such. It's all Adult Swim, I should say. It's all the Adult Swim shows I used to watch when I was younger. I'm actually more for subs than dubs because I feel like, especially in recent times, dubs are kind of bad. But in a very specific way for me, because I don't mind dubs at all. But I've seen a couple, because I love Hetalia. In fact, I will only watch Hetalia and Inuyasha are like the two shows that I refuse to watch subbed. I have to watch them dubbed. Because I think Hetalia is genuinely funnier when they have the stupid fake accents. But for me, it's like, the problem I have with subs part stems from the voice actors. I heard someone say once before that a lot of the same voice actors are used over and over again in dubs, and that is true. That is extremely true, because you'll see a lot if you're just popular, even if you're not good, if you're popular still somehow, you'll still get recasted like 8,000 times. Like, that's how it works. Now, Laura Bailey is the one girl legit that I know that everybody loves, whether they know it or not, because she's actually been in a lot of things, not just anime. She's been in video game. She's been in Smile Pretty Cure, or I think it's called Glitter Force in English now, which is terrible. It's like cancer. It's cancerous. That's the worst. But whatever. It's Glitter Force. She's Kadocha. She's been in Fruits Basket. She's been in all. She's Sarah in all the Final Fantasy 13s. She was Raspberry in Disgaea 3. She's Welch in at least 2 Star Oceans, I'm pretty sure. And I know for a fact she's like that one girl everybody loves in the Skyrim DLC. She's like that one vampire girl that everybody loves because her voice is awesome. That girl. So Laura Bailey, totally, yeah, she makes bank because everybody loves her. But I don't think it... And I agree it's sort of a problem because I love Todd Haberkorn, but Todd Haberkorn has been given roles that just do not fit his voice. And I don't really, unpopular opinion, I don't really like Vic Mignogna either. I think he's good in a few of his roles, like Edward Elric. I think he's totally fine as Edward Elric. But I don't really think he made a good Faye from Tsubasa, and I don't really think he makes a great Tamaki, to be honest, from Ouran. And it's like, whatever, but everybody loves him, so I know he's gonna be in everything. My main problem isn't with the male voice actors, it's with the female voice actors. Because, they try and sound young, and they just sound terrible. I can't tell you how many dubs I've watched where there's more than one female character, so they gotta give them all different voices, right? So, like, one of them will have a normal voice, and the other one's like, "But Ichiro!" And it's the most annoying fucking voice I've ever, like, I actually can't make it through an episode because their voice is just unbelievable. They can't just make it casual, like a normal voice. Even if you have to change your voice a little, don't change it to that. I don't understand if they're trying to make them sound young or if that's just the voice they want to give them, but I cannot do it. Or they'll do something like, let's say it's a guy from, let's take Death Parade. Now, the Death Parade dub, I saw the part of the first episode, I actually thought it was pretty good. But let's give an example. Let's say Decim from Death Parade, if you've seen that. Decim has an extremely deep voice. What they'll do sometimes is they'll take a character like Decim, who has a very, very deep voice, and has a very, like, not a masculine design, but a design that where, like, a higher pitched voice just doesn't work, right? And they'll just, a character, he will just be voiced high pitched. And I don't understand why they do that. And part of me says, just because the sub has a Japanese voice actor that has this type of voice doesn't mean the dub has to be that way. And that's true. And I believe that to be true. because I don't think you should necessarily always compare them because they are their own thing. But I also feel like you can't just give these mismatched voices. And if you are going to dub it, you got to listen to what the sub was. So that way you can, I feel like, so you can kind of make a connection, sort of. Like, you have to be like, well, he sounded and acted like this in the original. Maybe we should make him like this in the dub. But they don't do that, and it drives me fucking nuts. I think dubs in the past, like, this might be me sounding old, but I think older dubs are way better than the newer dubs we get these days. I feel like a lot of new dubs are just bad. Or if they're not bad, they have multiple characters that just drive you fucking nuts. Also, like, I was gonna give an example, but I haven't seen all of it, so I don't wanna give the example, because what if it magically gets better? But it drives me actually insane. I cannot stay. I know it was 4chan, but Cardcaptor Sakura, oh my god, they fucked that dub up so bad. I think they re-released a dub for that, but I'm not sure. But I can't do it. And that's my biggest thing with the dubs, is that they give the characters fucking awful voices. They destroy. And another thing I've noticed, like, I've seen people do reviews sort of on it, where they'll take a scene that happened in the sub and a scene that happened in the dub, and because they need to change what's said in the dub to fit the mouth flaps, the context of the scene will just dramatically change sometimes. It'll imply something completely different about a character or whatever. And, like, that's sort of shitty. Personally, I haven't really watched enough dubs to notice that kind of thing, but I have heard that that's happened. Not for me specifically, so whatever. But, I had another point too, and it's just, I'm like blanking out on it. For some reason, I just lost my mind right there. Oh, yeah, and my final point really that I want to make for me is that I feel like emotion isn't conveyed as well in the dub. Like, I can't think of one. I think maybe it was Evangelion or something. But I remember watching something, or maybe it was that certain scene in JoJo Part 2 that was very sad. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The Wamu fight with that character. Yeah, I sobbed, okay? I don't want to spoil it if you can see it. I actually cried. Okay, I thought that scene was very, very, very sad, and I was spoiled. I knew everything that was going to happen, but I thought the music with the voice acting, with what was going on, I thought the whole thing was beautiful, and I sobbed. And I saw that, and I've seen that scene multiple times, and I've actually cried every time. And I've seen that scene in English, and it lacks the impact. I think it was Evangelion I watched. There was a scene with Shinji, and I remember watching it dubbed, and he was screaming, and it didn't feel like anything. But then I watched it in Japanese, and I was like, oh, damn, this is really bad, guys. And I was like, sometimes it's hard to connect because they don't emote well enough. Or the voice acting will be bad. Would be like, but Eiichiro, what's going on? I'm so scared. And it's just, like, I don't know how you become a voice actor when you can't just do whatever. And I think it was in Digibro. I watched Digibro's video on this, where he said, in the US, it's really easy to become a voice actor. You can become popular even if you're shitty. And I don't know if that's true, but it is somewhat true that the voice acting thing is a lot bigger in Japan, because there might be some overlapping voice actors between series, like Miyano Mamoru is in fucking everything. Daisuke Ono is in fucking everything. You know, there's like characters like that. But generally speaking, like, there's not like whole casts of characters that you're like, oh, I know that one and that one and that one and that one. There's like huge, some people debut just randomly, like in, whether or not you liked Boku Dakegai Naimachi, also known as Erased. The guy who did Satoru, that was his first time acting anything. If you go to his My Anime List page, I think, at the very least, anime-wise, because if you go to his My Anime List page, that's his only thing listed on there. I think that was his first anime role at the very least. But I thought he did really good, you know? I thought the voice fit the guy, and I thought he did very, very well for the role he was given, for a first-time anime role at the very least. Or, if it's not his first anime role, it was his first big anime role, that's for sure. And it's like, I can go to any one dub, and I'll probably see anybody from the cast of Italia, really. Either like J. Michael Tatum or a Vic Mignogna somewhere. I don't think Vic Mignogna's in Italia, is he? I don't remember, but whatever. Vic Mignogna. I'll see which other popular ones like Laura Bailey, Scott Freeman. I think one of them is Todd Haberkorn for sure. There's the guy who I can't remember what is, Patrick Seitz. I think he does Germany. He's also Simon in the Durara dub. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many. There's so many, all of them, and I've seen them in multiple things. I know J. Michael Tatum worked on, like, Steins Gate. I think, was it Patrick Seitz that also worked with him? I don't remember. But you just see them everywhere. But in Japan, it's, like, at least a lot more spread out. There are, like I said, there are overlapping people, like, I don't remember the name of it, but, like, you know, Kencho Daisuke Ono, Miyano, I don't know any female voice actors at all. There's never, like, female voice actors just don't do anything. Whoever does Izaya in Durara, he's in a lot, because he's like Izaya, Akashi, somebody else, like, I don't really remember. I think he's in Bakemonogatari too. He does a lot too. There's a couple, like, voice actors that I know very well because I really like their voices, so I know them, but I don't know. I know, really long-winded, sorry about that. Personally, like I said, I'm much more of a sub girl. I will watch dubs. I do like dubs, but I'm picky with the dubs. And I will only probably watch the dubs after I've seen the subs, just so that I have a baseline. Like, I had watched what was it originally, so then I can now watch what we have dubbed it as. Because really, sometimes that's the only way you can go about it. Like, watching it dubbed first and then going to subbed can really throw you off sometimes, because man, just the voice changes are really fucking weird. I prefer watching it subbed first, because at the very least I'll get, like, this is the baseline, what the plot actually is, and it's not just some, like, bullshit we had to throw around because the mouth flaps or whatever. But I think we can all agree that the best dub ever, Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories has the actual best dub in existence. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But if you haven't seen Ghost Stories, go watch Ghost Stories dubbed. I don't even know if you can find it subbed, because nobody fucking watches it subbed, because the dub is fantastic. The dub is like an abridged series, but anime, and it's honestly the funniest thing on the face of the planet. So go do that. Let me know what you think of dubs versus subs in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.